Guys, so today I'm doing my Aries tutorial for my Zodiac series. Lost my word. I literally was here in front of the camera for like 5 or 6 minutes trying to get everything together. Still screwed it up anyway. Oh well. So I am doing my Aries tutorial. And to be an Aries, you have to be born between March 21st and April 19th. So if your birthday falls within those dates, you're an Aries. I shouldn't have to tell you, but just in case for people who don't know. So the colors I have to use are red, camel, mustard, rust, and eggplant. So basically very red, very dark, very warm toned, very Urban Decay Naked Heat palette that I don't have. So I already have my base done. I already finished it because I know this tutorial is going to be long even with just the eyes. For foundation, or actually for primer, I used the L'Oreal Perfecting Base. I'm still trying it out. Because I just want to see what foundations work with it, and to see, and basically to get comfortable with it. I'm trying to fit it back in the drawer and it won't go in. Okay, fine. Don't go back in the drawer. For foundation, I am going to be doing a separate review for this, but for this foundation I am using the Maybelline Super Stay in the stick format, stick foundation. Now I do have the Super Stay in the liquid. I just got it in the stick, and already right off the bat I'm noticing way differences. It could be I think because it's in the stick foundation form, I think they may have changed the formula to it, but I will be doing a separate review, so don't worry about that. For concealers, I use my Tarte Shape Tape in Fair, which is my older one. It's this one. It's almost out. Like, I literally may or may not only have one more use left. And for my other concealer, I use the Fenty Beauty in 100. And for powders, I use the Huda Beauty, what is this called? Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in the shade Pound Cake, which is a little darker for me. I'm not used to it, but I did use that under my eyes instead of my Fenty Beauty Lavender because I wanted something different. And then for my face, I use the Fenty Beauty in Butter to set my face. And I also have the Huda Beauty powder under my eyes to catch any fallout, because I know how these tend to have fallout. Now, for the colors, I had to look in my entire collection, all of my eyeshadow palettes, and I'm literally using almost all of them. I'm using 4 eyeshadow palettes right here to try to make this look. If you can find all this stuff in one palette, like the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, or something along those lines, good to go. I don't have it personally. I'm not a big fan of Urban Decay eyeshadows. I just, it just doesn't work for me. So, I'm gonna hop just right into it. Yeah. So first, I am going to be starting with the mustard shade, and I'm going to be taking the BH Cosmetics Sylvia Gani palette, and I'm going to be taking Chanel, whatever it says, because that is a straight up mustard color, just plain and simple, and I'm going to put this right into my crease and blend. Now I did set my eyelids with powder because I do have problems with creasing. Some days if I want more of a bright look, I don't normally put powder on, or what I use is my NYX eyeshadow base in white to bring out the colors. And that works for most of the time. Not all the time, most of the time. Okay. Next, I'm taking the Camel shade out of the BH Cosmetics ItsMyRayeRaye palette. And what I am going to use is Pancake, which is like a dark camel color. I'm just going to use this to deepen it up a little. I mean, this is going to be super dark. Now, when I did look at, like, what makes a Aries, like, with the colors being used, like, some kind of inspiration for this look to go off of, like I did with my Aquarius tutorial, where it was, like, based on very light and airy and, like, the sky. And this site, which is letsnowgetgoing.com, it basically said fire and blood. Those are two things that I pulled out of it. I'm going more on the fire-based, because blood-based I may do like the red lips. Yeah, I'm gonna do some dark red lips. That would be pretty cool. I wasn't going to do it, and then I changed my mind last minute. So, next, I am taking red out of the Take Me Back to Brazil palette from BH Cosmetics. I need to find a clean brush. I'll use that. It's already stained anyway. And yeah, I'm just kind of browsing through. I am going to be doing a cut crease for this tutorial, but I am going to take this red first, right here. The one with black all over it. And I am going to add this. Ooh, this is fiery. I'm going to blend it into the outer V, about halfway into the crease of my eye. Just about halfway. And on the outer V, and maybe even a little bit on the outer corner. You know, because why not? Okay. I'm kind of just like literally just speeding through this. The shadows that I am using blend very easily. If you don't have this and you need to take more time with it, then obviously you can take more time with it. It's perfectly fine. I am going back in with the mustard shade and blending it a little more. So if you don't have what I have and it like seems to be like really fast, you can pause the video and get yourself blended out, whatever you need to do. It's not a big deal. Like, you don't have to try to keep up with me if you can't keep up with me, is what I'm trying to say, basically. And while I'm here, I should say that I really don't have a rest color-ish. I mean, I have it, but I don't have it. I do have swatches on my hand of what I can use. And this one's looking really promising because it's a rusty color. This one I mixed. This one came out really light. So I could do a light rust, but I'm really thinking more of this. I just found it in this palette literally just now, so forgive me. Okay, so for the eggplant color, I'm going to be using Gani out of the ItsMyRayeRaye palette. It is pretty dark, so I am going to only use a little tiny bit, and I'm going to put it right in the outer corner and blend in circular motions. Ooh, it came out dark. It's dark time. Maybe I'll bring it halfway into the crease. Why not? Okay, now since I did that, I kind of lost the red a little bit. So, what I'm going to do, let's go back in with the red and blend it with the eggplant shade and kind of make it cohesive. Put it in the same place. I may need to move it over a little. And then going back in with the camel shade from this palette. And blending. Basically what I'm doing right now is going back in, blending, and making sure everything looks decent, cohesive. So, whatever floats, just make sure everything's blended because you don't want to go out with an unblended eye. Been there, done that. It's not fun. Okay. I'm literally trying to get as much of the eyeshadow off my brushes. Because as you can tell, there is a lot of fallout with these. For some reason, and I don't know if I'm the only person, but for some reason I get more fallout on this side than I do this side. Almost through my brush. Than this side. And I don't understand why. I'm using the same amount of product. I'm doing the same thing. Anyway. So, if that looks a little wonky, then well, since I found that rust shade in this palette, that means I don't need this one. So, it is not now down to 3 palettes. But still, it's a lot of eyeshadow palettes to use for one look. So, the last shade that I need to use is the rust shade. So, where's my brush? I'm literally dropping everything. So for this, I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. That does not work for me at all. And I am going to do a cut crease. Yeah, I have a line to draw off of. I'm using a flat brush from my BH Cosmetics Marble collection. And I'm just going to blend out this concealer and sharpen up these edges for the cut crease. And I just totally screwed it up, but oh well. I can go back and fix it. If you do mess up on a cut crease, it's okay. You can go back in and fix it. It's not that big of a deal. People make it out to be a big deal. It's really not. I just need a sticky base for my next thing, and I might be able to even add it onto my other eye. Now, some people, what they do is they put concealer on the back of their hand and take it on the brush and do the cut crease. I am not lucky enough to do that. I do not have the patience to sit there and do that. That's just what it is. So, before this dries down, I'm going to take ItsMyRayeRaye palette, and I'm going into the shade Fairy Tale, which is this bronzy little rust shade. And I'm going to put it dry first. And put this on my eyelids. Yep, that's the perfect rust shade. And I didn't even realize I had it. Boom. Now, I am going to put some more on my finger and put some 6+ to make it more metallic, because this is fire and blood related, so we really want it to burn the place. That was a really bad joke. Don't actually burn something. I'm just saying, because it's fire theme. And of course I get it on my inner corner. Don't do that. I did that, don't do that. I may add some colors to this look just to bring it out a little more. And I'm gonna tap it. Make sure it's very sticky. Or not very sticky, very metallic. Make sure all the stickiness is gone. And boom. That's what you got. Now, I have to do the other eye. This is going to be very bold. So if you don't like bold, I can't help you on that one. By the way, when doing a cut crease, if you look up like you just saw me do, like look up and look around, what that does is it gives you a clear line for your cut crease as a guide. You don't absolutely have to do a cut crease with this look. You can just put on the eyeshadow where it is. Just make sure you leave a bare spot for it. So when you're doing, like you saw when I was doing the rest of the eyes, I left like this part clear. So if you're just going to put eyeshadow on and go and not actually do a cut crease, make sure you leave a bare spot, because what will end up happening is it won't be as metallic as you want it to be. And it'll turn out looking muddy by the end of the eye. At the end of the day, it will look muddy. So I just do that as a precaution, not to, you know, just don't be like me. I've done a lot of things and I've learned a lot of things. So I'm going back in with that shade and putting it on my eyelid dry first. Okay, going back in some 6+. Basically same thing, do all over again. This is really pretty, actually. It does fit people who have brown eyes a lot. I do not have brown eyes, believe it or not. I have hazel eyes. On camera, it looks like I have brown eyes, but I don't. I have hazel eyes. I have green in my eyes. So, okay, now that we have that over with and my finger stained, I am going to go back in with the eggplant shade, and I'm going to darken up that outer edge a lot. And make this really smoky, really like, and I am going with Pancake, which is the camel shade, deepening that up. For the mustard shade, going back in and reinforcing that. And then with the red, I am going back in and blending that rust shade with the eggplant, so it kind of has one sort of cohesive blend. Reds against orange or rust is okay. I mean, it's very difficult because the red is so bright and the rust is more like deep and sultry, that it doesn't really turn out looking right. It just looks kind of awkward. I'm going to blend the red with the eggplant shade just a tiny bit, just on the edge. Okay. So, that is it for the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, the matte version. So, that can go away now, or be put away now. If I can get it back in the sleeve. Another thing is that because I don't have a nude shade to blend out my edges, if I can get this out. Because normally with this I would use white to blend out under my eyebrows. I do not have white for this specific look. So what I am going to do is take a brush. There's no product on it or anything. It's just a clean brush. And I'm going to blend the edges with that. And just go over the edges. Make sure there aren't any harsh edges. Very soft, very blended, very nice. And then what I'm going to do is wipe off the brush and do it again and again until I get the blended look that I want. Even if I have to use my finger, you can use your finger. I really wanted to really capture these colors and to really not use like a nude shade under the brow or anything. I am going to blend out this little edge though, without getting into the fallout, hopefully. But, yeah. I may need to go back and reinforce it. And this is the stage where you'll start to notice little things like something's not even, or if something just doesn't look right. This is the time when you'll really start to notice it, because for some reason looks with softer edges, once you soften the edges, you can see little details like that. I don't know why, but you just can. You just can. So, now that we have this done, I'm going to get rid of all this fallout. Because, good lord. Oh, by the way, this is just from where I put on the rust shade. This isn't important. And not important. I'm taking a bigger brush. I'm sweeping the lower part of my cheeks. For some reason. Sometimes with the bigger brush it just doesn't work. Or with the smaller brush it doesn't work. I don't know why. It's being complicated. Okay. So for under the eyes, from a brush. At this point you get a really good close-up. I'm getting notifications. You get a really good close-up of how this looks. So, to start off, I'm taking the mustard shade. Oh boy. And I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. And then from there, I will determine whether we need to put the camel shade. Maybe just a little bit of the camel shade in the outer part of my eyes. Just a little tiny bit. You know what? Why don't we just add the eggplant shade? Just a little bit on the outer edges. I mean, like that tiniest bit. Really define that outer corner. Really mixes with the camel shade really well. And the shadows that I used today did really blend. Okay, I'm going to take off the excess of all of them. Like, literally, I'm going through and blowing the powder out of it. And I'm going to blend it a little bit more. Another thing, like, something I found interesting was when I looked for the colors, I'm surprised that black wasn't a part of this list. And when I had looked through the description of, like, trying to find the fire and blood, it said that black, like, Aries should stay away from black because it doesn't show off their creativity and it kind of, like, limits them, which I thought was weird. Because, like, I'm thinking with this look, it's so smoky and so dark, that black would fit, like, perfect, but I guess not. I just thought that was interesting. Okay. I have to make sure I put everything back in its place, including the sleeves. I do hang on to some of the sleeves for some of the palettes. So. Right. Oh, I didn't put this back in one of the palettes. It's basically the plastic things that people throw away that go inside the eyeshadow palettes. I always keep mine because since I use my palette so much, the fallout will get everywhere and then it'll mix with the shades and kind of get stuck in the pan. It's a pain to clean. It's just better to have the plastics. People have told me to just go ahead and throw it away. I'm like, no. Not my real dad. That meme was going around for a while. There. Drink time. This stuff's so good. If you guys see this anywhere, get it. So good. Okay, what do I want to do next? I guess we'll do brows next because, well, get back in. Actually, let me do my lashes first. Now for this, I am not going to curl my lashes because I am doing lashes in this video, and the lashes that I am using is probably the last time I'm going to be wearing them because they are just about to fall apart. So I am using the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. I am going to apply these to my lashes. This formula is just super wet. It's like super wet. I don't know how to keep it from smearing everywhere, which is why I always put this on first before applying my lashes, because it does look good with my lashes when I wear them. But for some reason, like, it just doesn't work for me. I see Jeffree Star use this, and he is such a fan of it, and I'm like, how? Tell me your secrets, because I don't know. For real, I don't know. Like, I have tried every kind of way to get this to work, and it just doesn't work. And I'm just like, I mean, right now it looks really good, but later in the day, it flakes, it smears, it just falls apart. And when I do wear it with my fake lashes, what I notice is it looks really good with fake lashes. Don't get it twisted. But for some reason, when I put on my fake lashes and I go to curl them, they don't stay curled. They maybe stay curled for like 3 hours, and then it just falls flat again. So I don't know what else to use. So that's about it. So for my brows, I'm using the Benefit Brow. I haven't used this in a hot minute because I've been obsessed with my Anastasia. As soon as I got Anastasia and I got the Maybelline Total Temptation, I've been using. So I haven't really had time to use this. She's well loved. I don't know if you can tell, but she is well loved. This used to be my go-to. This was actually my first high brand or high-end makeup brow thing. I need something. This was like my first high-end brow product, and so it holds near and dear to my heart. And it's not bad. You know, by no means is it bad. It's just some of my looks just don't look good with darker brows, so I have to kind of like put it off to the side and use my Anastasia ones. And I know you can only add a little bit and get like more of a natural look. But some days I just want really dark, really bold brows. And like, for this look, I am going pretty bold with the brows. So, just as a fair warning, if you don't want bold brows, you don't have to. I'm just trying to make this look more fiery and blood, because when I think of blood for this look, like, obviously I have the fire part because of the warmth of the eyes and everything, but like for the blood part, like, I want these brows so sharp they can cut somebody. That's where the blood comes from. That in the lips, but meaning wise. I do a lot of my stuff based on meaning. Like with the Aquarius, what I did was I added yellow into the crease to like represent the sun, and I did the blue to represent the sky, and then the silver was to be like the creases in the cloud, or like rain, or like something to do with the cloud. Like meaning stuff like that is what I take to. And that's why I do all these crazier looks, because I want to do creative stuff and have meaning with them other than just doing makeup. You know, it's just something I do. I am going to use a spoolie and straighten out my eyebrows a little bit. Eyebrow hairs are starting to grow back in, and I'm a little disappointed by that. I literally did my eyebrows like 2 weeks ago maybe, or a week ago, and it's already growing back, and I hate it. It's so nice to have them nice and neat. Nice and neat for you to like be able to just go straight in with doing your brows instead of having to guess where it is. So nice. Yeah, see that? See how sharp that tail is? It's like, cut somebody. Don't actually cut people. Be nice to people. Be respectful. Don't do violence. It's very bad. Don't do violence. There's enough negative stuff in this world. Anyway. Just saying. Anyway. So, putting some of my stuff away, because I did get new organizers for my desk. Went to the dollar store, got little organizers, everything's more organized, and I'm actually seeing the stuff that I'm using up, and I'm kind of stoked. So, I'm super stoked. Okay, so for blush, I am using this palette from Style Essentials. I haven't used this in a hot minute either, but what I'm going to do is take this shade and this shade and mix them. Now these are way too dark for me, but we're going blood. Look, we're going like straight up, like, they did say they wanted blood. Blood and fire and warmth and boom. I mean, those are like, I forgot how dark that was on me. Okay. Anyway, for bronzer, now that I have finally found them, I'm actually going to use two. It's not going to be my Physician formula. I'm going to use the new Hoola Lite, which I did use if it's not out already, I did use it in a first impressions. If the video is not up yet, then it is coming up. But that smells so good. If it is up, then you can go check it out on my channel. But I'm going to take this and carve out everything. When I use this in the first impressions, it is so bad. Spoiler alert if it's not up yet, but on camera this looks really patchy. In person, it's not. I promise you it's not. Okay, next I'm taking the regular Hoola Mini. I got the mini version because it was cheaper. And I am going to use this and really darken out my face, because we're going to look fiery. my. Okay. Well, that went on a lot more than what I wanted it to. Oops. Okay, put that away. And blend. I'm actually going to go back in with my blush brush. Blend that out. And blend this out. And then, whoops, hit the thing. Goodness gracious. Okay, everybody go back in there. For this, I'm taking my brush that had a lot of powder on it that I used for my under eyes. And I'm going to blend. And blend. Does have some leftover powder. Shoot, I may even go in with the big one. And just whoop, 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 whoop. See, this looks really patchy on camera. It's not that patchy in real life. I don't know why it's showing that. Maybe it is. Even if it is, I don't care. I don't care. It'll be there. Oops. My light's dying. It just cut off on me. Taking another drink. Oh, man. These are so good. Okay. So, for lashes, these are, I believe, Ardell in the black 602. I did trim them, which is why they look so wonky, because they wouldn't fit on my inner corners. And what I like about these is that they have little black rhinestones on the lash line. So, if I can open it, thank you. On the lash line, I don't know if you can tell, you can see the sparkle from them. But they do have rhinestones right here. And what I am representing that, or what I'm taking that as, is like pieces of coal. Now, as you can tell, they are very well loved. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of glue on it. There you go. You see it here. For some reason, my camera doesn't focus when I have things close up. So, yeah. It's okay. Oh, I did find my tweezers for my eyelashes. And I'm so stoked that I found them, because these are a lifesaver. Okay. I'm using clear glue for these, since I can't use black, because black is not a good color. Ooh, I'm sneezing. Dabbed on camera. Okay. So, I am going to be using this instead, because black is not a good color for these. So, because I really want to do a good job, just put some glue on there. Whew. Oh man, I don't know about you, but I'm sore. So far, this is what I have while I'm letting that glue dry. When I do add my highlighter, I am going to add some highlight to the inner corners. I'm going to add it on my cheeks. We're just going to have fun with it. Which eyelashes? Okay, this is the left side. So, a good tip for lashes is getting one of these that usually come within the Eyelure kits. Or Eyelure lashes, but if you don't have this, they have them at like Target, have them at Ulta, or I don't think Sephora has them. Or maybe you can find them on Amazon, whichever. But it is really smart to get one of these to help put your lashes on. It's better than fingers. Okay. I am going to put these on. See these? I remember why I stopped wearing these lashes. Oh. Lashes. Oh, man. I mean, these lashes are super pretty, but the rhinestones and everything, because of the band itself, like the outer edges just don't want to work with me. And so that's why I'm getting rid of them. Besides, it's falling apart. They are legit falling apart on me as we speak. And because the rhinestones make it so much harder to apply them. But as far as like the flare and everything, I don't think you can tell. But these have served their purpose. They have definitely served their purpose. I have used these multiple times. And this looks so awkward. Because that rhinestone, because the inner corner is missing. I will be fixing that. Don't you worry. We'll fix it. Okay. Doing the other lashes. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the other lashes off camera and also get my lipstick ready and the highlight ready and get everything ready, and then I will be right back onto here. Okay guys, I'm back. I am still finishing up trying to get this inner corner to work. I've been working on it, but it doesn't seem to want to stick. I recommend that if you do get these lashes, cut them a lot. I'm very irritated about these lashes. These lashes are a pain in the butt to always put on. I'm actually kind of glad to get rid of them so I can get more that are actually good. Not to say that these aren't good, but they're a pain in the butt to get on, and this inner corner just does not want to stick on. This is such a pain to use. It shouldn't be this much of a pain to use, so if you do go out and get these, I hope you have a lot of patience, and you can see it's stuck to my inner line. Okay, I'm not worried about it. Done. I've tried my best. It's just there. Let me get this stuff away. So to kind of fix this inner corner situation, what I am going to do is go in with the eggplant shade and use that as kind of like a liner to kind of smoke it out. And because technically I can't use black, so this is the closest dark color that I can use. So I am going to use this eggplant shade. I'm using it on a lip lining brush, but I don't care. And what I am going to do is take this use this as a liner. And the same for the other side, even though the inner corner is not working with me. So kind of make it somewhat decent. It's not going to be perfect, but it's okay. I'm really bothered about that eye. Like, that eye's starting to really bother me a little bit. And it's all because of these little rhinestones. And see, it sticks to my inner corner. Oh well. So, I have to look through here and see. I didn't throw that, I swear. Okay. For highlighter, I'm using the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek Highlighter in the shade Flexatarian. And I am going to put this on my skin. I mean, it looks really pretty. It is too dark for me, but I have an idea to make it work for me. Which I'm getting ready to show you in just a moment. As soon as I get it on. I am putting this in the inner corners of my eyeballs. I noticed this in my first impressions. It is the first time I used this, and I did have a cast on it. But when I had it in the light, it was fine. But see, I don't know if you can tell, but there is a little bit of a cast. So to prevent that from getting worse, oh, so. Okay, I just had random stuff fall on my face. I don't know where that came from, but whatever it was smeared on my face, but we're gonna leave it because I don't have time for it. So to fix the cast on my face, I am taking my OFRA highlighter in Glazed Donut. Now this does not show that much of a cast on me. And I'm taking Morphe M38, and I am putting this on here. Woo! That is highlight. And putting this over top. Whoa. This is a first impression of this brush. Yowza. I think that just took this thing to the next level. I do quite like this brush. Huh. This is a nice little brush. Okay. See, it doesn't have that much of a cast. But that's actually a really nice brush. Like, it fits perfect with the highlight area that I do. I am going to take Glazed Donut and put it in the inner corners too, over top. Dokey. Put that away. For lips, I'm using the Wet n Wild lipstick in the shade 536A Dark Wine, which is a dark red wine color. I don't wear this very often, so oh well. This is almost like a blood red. Huh. I never realized that before. That is a terrible application. I can do a lot better with application, I swear. I'm very tired. And it just doesn't work. Okay. Okay. That's the best it's gonna get. I'm not worried about it. What I am doing is tapping it around the edges to keep it from bleeding. I don't remember if this one bleeds or not, but I'm pretty sure it will. So finally, for setting spray, I am using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And just for giggles, I'm using the Milani Make It Dewy setting spray. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so on to natural light. Okay, so it is cloudy outside, but for some reason my phone thinks that it's like super bright, so I did have to bring down my darkness a little bit. But this is the look. You can see my eyelashes are kind of off, and you can see I don't have that much of a cast on my face. I'm kind of stoked. I just realized I got lipstick in my mouth, but oh well. So this is the look. That highlight though, whew, sweetheart. Yeah. So I will hopefully be having new uploads soon. I am recording basically back to back to back, so we'll see. And I don't have a lot of room on my phone, so it's just gonna take a little bit more time, but hopefully I'll get everything up and running soon. I am still working on a couple of video ideas until my next zodiac sign tutorial. I will have, by the time you're watching this, I will have the Pisces one up, so go check that out, because that one I did really like. So you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you next time.